The steakhouse was buzzing that night, cutlery clinking, the low hum of conversations mixing with the smell of grilled steaks and sizzling butter. No one noticed the man sitting quietly in the corner booth, his back straight, his eyes constantly scanning the room. He wasn't there for the food. He was there for his daughter, who was across from him, swinging her legs and smiling wide at the rare treat. He was a single dad, a veteran, someone who had learned to survive on discipline, instinct, and caution. Tonight was supposed to be simple, a father-daughter dinner, a small slice of normal life. But sometimes, fate doesn't allow normal. At a table near the center, the local police chief laughed heartily with his colleagues. He was a broad man, respected, his uniform coat draped on the back of his chair. People looked at him with pride, and some even with relief. He was the man who kept their town safe. But the single dad's eyes had caught something no one else had. A shadow. A figure by the kitchen doors moving with intention, a hand slipping into a jacket, too stiff, too precise, too dangerous. The dad's military instinct screamed before his brain could fully process. Something was about to happen. He leaned forward across the table to his daughter. His voice was calm, steady, but commanding in a way only a soldier's could be. "Don't talk. Stay here. No matter what happens, stay quiet." She froze, her little eyes wide, sensing the weight in his voice. She nodded, clutching her doll to her chest. The veteran slid out of his booth without a sound. To others, it looked casual. To him, every step was calculated. He didn't have a weapon, not anymore. But his hands had been trained to move faster than guns, his mind sharper than blades. And right there, as the shadowed man pulled a pistol from beneath his jacket, aiming straight at the police chief, the single dad was already moving. It happened in seconds. A chair crashed. Gasps filled the air. The veteran's arm locked around the gunman's wrist, twisting hard until the weapon clattered to the floor. People screamed, ducking beneath tables, but the veteran's body shielded the man he had just saved. The struggle was violent, chaotic, the gunman desperate, snarling, trying to break free. But discipline always wins against desperation. A sharp strike, a well-placed hold, and the man was face down, pinned against the steakhouse floor. The veteran's knee pressed into his back, his hands forcing the arms behind until the chief's own officers rushed in to cuff the attacker. Silence followed, broken only by the heavy breathing of those who had witnessed it. The chief stood slowly, looking down at the man who had just saved his life. His eyes shifted to the veteran, this quiet father who had asked for nothing more than a dinner with his daughter, and he saw something that humbled him. Not just bravery, but sacrifice. The kind of sacrifice only a soldier carried every day. The single dad brushed himself off, his focus immediately returning to his daughter. She hadn't moved from the booth, her eyes locked on him, tears threatening to spill. He knelt in front of her, placing his hand gently on her shoulder. "It's okay, baby. It's over." She launched into his arms, clinging tightly. The chief approached, his voice thick with emotion. You saved me. You saved everyone here. Who are you?" The veteran looked up, his jaw tight, his voice steady. "Just a dad trying to do the right thing." But the chief wasn't satisfied with that. He recognized what he had seen: precision, courage, instincts that didn't belong to an ordinary man. He invited the father outside, away from the shaken crowd. Under the streetlights, he pressed him again. "You're more than just a dad. You were military, weren't you?" The veteran hesitated. He didn't brag, didn't want glory. "I served. That's all you need to know." The chief studied him, then nodded slowly. "Then let me say this, tonight, I saw a man the world needs. And I won't let you fade into the shadows. People like you deserve to be remembered." For the first time in years, the veteran felt seen. Not for the scars, not for the pain of raising a daughter alone after losing his wife, not for the battles he fought overseas, but for the good he still carried inside. His daughter looked up at him with pride shining through her tears. And in that moment, he realized something. Maybe life hadn't taken everything from him. Maybe it had left him with exactly what he needed, the chance to protect, to love, to teach his daughter what true courage looked like. As they drove home that night, she leaned against him and whispered, "Daddy, you're my hero." He smiled softly, his hand tightening on the steering wheel. "No, sweetheart, you're the reason I can be one." To everyone watching this story unfold, remember this: true heroism isn't about medals, money, or recognition. It's about being willing to stand up when the moment demands it, even if the world never knows your name. And if this story touched your heart, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like these remind us of the courage hidden in ordinary lives, waiting for extraordinary moments.